Hello. I am so excited for this video. So a lot of you have been saying that the soft-spoken is really good. So, I wanted to see if maybe everyone would be interested in doing some reading. I know Star Wars isn't everybody's favorite, but for most, if you're genuinely interested, then obviously you'll follow along. And for those that aren't interested, just having it in the background might, work wonders for you. So, it's got a very scholastic feel to it. So this is Star Wars Rebel Force. Let's get right into it. Chapter 1. The Emperor closed his eyes and let the rage consume him. An energy bolt of anger crackled across his body, turning his blood black with venom. A red mist clouded the darkness behind his lids. The fog of hate would have shrouded the vision of a lesser man, but when the Emperor opened his eyes, the blood-tinged world was sharper than ever. Clarity, understanding, power. This was what the rage could do for him. This was what pathetic Jedi had never understood as they rejected their anger, letting cowardice block their path to the dark side. This was why they had been eliminated and why the Emperor reigned supreme. His powers unquestioned, his iron rule unassailable. Until now. My lord, the Death Star has been destroyed. The Emperor played with his memory of the moment, polishing it in his mind like a precious gem, remembering Darth Vader's voice as he delivered the news, Vader's anger, so forceful the Emperor could feel it from halfway across the galaxy. And with the anger, terror, for Vader knew how terribly he had disappointed his master. Vader knew it was not the first time. The Emperor curled his fingers into a gnarled fist. Did that star, his most powerful weapon, perhaps the greatest achievement of his reign, the key to destroying the tedious rebel alliance once and for all, destroyed. Even now, the detestable rebels were no doubt celebrating their victory. It was a meaningless victory, of course, and only a fool would think differently. But then, only a fool would join the ridiculous battle against the Empire. Only a fool challenges the inevitable. The rebel alliance was nothing but a nuisance, a millfly to be swatted away. But even a meaningless victory was unacceptable. The rebels would be punished. The Emperor smiled. The rebels would be crushed. And soon his impatience swelled. Fury boiled his blood as the thought of waiting any longer. The rage called for release, and the Emperor knew that with a thought he could destroy his opulent office. He could crack the building's foundation, rain rubble on the heads of those unlucky being trapped within. He could, with the full power of his anger, unleash a fireball of death. But he chose to wait. He chose control. It was another thing the Jedi had never understood, a lesson that even Darth Vader, such a quick study in the School of Darkness, had yet to learn. The rage was only beginning. Control, that was the key. Patience, the ability to channel the flood and bend it to your will. Anger was the fuel that powered the dark side of the Force, but success depended on mastery of the anger. Vader spent his anger without thought. The Emperor hoarded his, as a Hutt hoarded his treasure. The destruction of the Death Star had been a setback, but every defeat masked an opportunity, and this was an opportunity the Emperor fully intended to seize. In fact, he already had a plan. The Emperor activated his comm console, opening a line of communication to the lieutenant, who sat, quivering just outside the door, waiting on his command. Send them in. 10 of the most powerful men and women in the galaxy faced the Emperor, fear rolling off them in waves. These were the beings who could destroy ships or cities with a single word. Their hearts knew no mercy. Their lives were founded on cruelties great and small. Their names struck terror in their enemies, and yet they trembled before him, made small and weak by their own fear. The most elite members of his royal guard flanked the group, their expressions hidden by featureless scarlet masks. The Emperor had taken great pains to ensure that his throne room was an awesome and intimidating sight. From the towering walls to the gleaming dais, behind his shadowed throne, a wall of purplish windows looked into the heart of Coruscant at night. But his servants ignored the trappings of power. All attention was fixed on the Emperor. "The Death Star has been destroyed," he informed them, carefully noting their reactions. Captain Thrawn betrayed no emotion. "Complete control," the Emperor thought with approval. "This one will go far." Crix Medine, leader of the elite Storm Commandos, frowned, conflicted emotions swirling deep beneath his surface. The fool thought he could hide his doubts from the Emperor. This foolishness would prove useful, thus the Emperor allowed it, for now. Commander Grevton looked somber at the news, but before the expression dropped across his face, the Emperor had sensed something else. The beginnings of a smile. Such a small thing, a tensed muscle, a nearly imperceptible flinch, but it was enough. The Emperor had his suspicions about Tehran. Now they were confirmed. He raised a finger, catching the attention of the royal guard, then nodded. Tehran's face paled as one of the guards peeled away from the line. His crimson robe swept the floor as he padded silently toward the traitor. The officers looked away, their faces grim. "No!" Tehran drew his blaster. "You can't!" The guard's force pike jabbed into Tehran's neck, silencing him forever. His body shuddered at once, then dropped to the ground. The silent red figure waited on the Emperor's command, but the Emperor shook his head. They could take out the garbage later. For now, let the traitor stay where he was. It would serve as a helpful reminder. "How did it happen, sir?" one of the officers asked. "The Death Star was invincible." "So we were led to believe," the Emperor agreed. He peered closely at the man who had spoken. His face was blank, his features composed into a perfect mask of calm loyalty. But there was something beneath the surface. Not betrayal, no, but something. The Emperor reached out with the dark side of the Force, probing the man's depths. "The rebels found a weakness," the Emperor said, searching for a reaction that would reveal the truth. "Wisely, they exploited it." Quickly, he ran through what he knew of the man. Reze Sorish, of the planet Drezin, a loyal, if plotting commander. His brilliance blunted by blind obedience, just as the Emperor preferred it. Cold, ambitious, cautious. Not the kind of man to speak up first, or at all, when silence would serve him better. And in the Emperor's presence, silence always served better. "Were there any survivors?" Sorish asked. There was a disturbance in the Force, as something flared within him, something sharp and bright. Hope. Ah, yes, it made sense now. Reze Sorish, husband to Elani Sorish, father to Kamali Sorish, or was. 2 years before, fresh out of the academy, Kamali had fallen into a group of rebel sympathizers. When the group came under suspicion, his mother had helped him evade arrest. She had procured him the tech stocks he would need to run away and take on a new identity, and then she revealed the truth to Sorish, giving him the chance to say a final farewell to his son. Sorish had turned them both in. His reward? A promotion to commander. His family's reward? A life sentence to the Gri Bakr labor camp. I'm going to take a real quick pause. Okay, we are right back into it. I just needed a little drink. Several prisoner work squads had been assigned to the Death Star, the Emperor now remembered. Among them, the prisoners from Gri Bakr. The Emperor smiled. "No survivors." Sorish's face remained blank as his hope died. The Emperor suspected that Sorish himself was ignorant of the emotions that rolled beneath the surface. Likely, he thought he had left his family and his guilt far behind. The Emperor knew better. "Only Lord Vader escaped," he added, enjoying the disappointment that filled the room. He of course knew of the petty jealousness directed at his most favored subordinate. No one could hope to understand the bond that existed between a Sith master and his dark apprentice. Darth Vader had failed him before, and and would surely fail again, but he remained the Emperor's only option. True, if there were another, a being with Vader's power and potential, a Jedi with a susceptible mind and a healthy body who could rule by his master's side, Vader would become disposable. But the Jedi were gone forever. He'd seen to that. Lord Vader is making his way back to Coruscant, the Emperor said, and when he returns, we will make arrangements to eradicate the rebel threat once and for all. But sir, why wait? Captain Thrawn asked. We know the location of the rebel base. Surely we can do many things, the Emperor said coolly, enjoying the way that Thrawn cowered before his glare. We will bide our time. I would not risk generating sympathy for the rebellion when it is crushed. It must be crushed completely. This does not, however, mean we will do nothing. He pointed a spindly finger at the line of officers. You will identify the top rebel leaders. You will use this knowledge to destroy them, thus ensuring the alliance begins to crumble from within, and you will discover the name of the pilot responsible for destroying the Death Star. The Emperor savored the rage that burned within him at the thought of it. The pilot will die, and whoever makes this possible will find himself richly rewarded. Again, he probed the emotions of his officers. Beneath their fear and their hatred, he sensed loyalty, an eagerness to act. They wanted to please him, but Soresh wanted more than that. He wanted to kill. A bloodlust for the man who had slaughtered his family. Good, the Emperor thought. Loyalty was useful. Vengeance more so. The officers filed out, followed by a red guard, leaving the Emperor alone with his thoughts. Things were proceeding as they should, he realized now, as they must. He would never doubt the power of the dark side of the Force to show him the way forward. The destruction of the Death Star was surely necessary, as it would guide him to this new path. Darkness was gathering, and the Emperor sensed that the pilot was at the heart of it. The dark side of the Force had brought him to the light. The Emperor had only to find him, and the Emperor would find him. He knew that with an iron certainty. That pilot would be found. An ordered galaxy would follow. It was his destiny. Alright, so we are on to chapter 2, and that is where I'm going to leave it. So, I'm thinking we do this chapter by chapter, and just read these books, and if you like it, I'm very happy. I'd be very excited if you follow along. So like always, if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. Remember to stay hydrated, stay cool, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Oh, let's do fantastic. See ya.